That way we can actually
So yeah, so what we talk about Jamaicans, Caribbeans and Africans intermarrying. So yeah, that's happening now more often. Like our generation are now sort of marrying like the Africans and the Caribbeans.
All right, so the conversation, the stereotype was that Americans were more free. What was the stereotype?
More freaky in the sheets.
So I was like, that's based on entertainment, and that's not really based on reality or whatever. But then, wait.
Over here it's like, the black guys over here, it's like, no.
We don't do this and we don't do this. And I said, oh, that sounds like a Jamaican influence, because over in the States, the black guys that are like, oh, bad man no do this and bad man no do that, they're all Jamaican or some sort of Caribbean. So I feel like in the UK, there's a lot of Caribbean influence in terms of what men will do to please women or whatever. And so, yeah, so that's why we're saying, oh, okay, yeah, there's a lot of Caribbean influence. And then she was saying that, oh, it's just now that the men and the
African and Caribbean sort of like intermarry. There's always like a separation. Even growing up, I remember there used to be like fights between Africans and Caribbeans.
Really?
It was so stupid. And I thought to myself,
because they're the same people.
And I used to think to myself, like, white people must stand and go, you guys are so dumb.
It's like, why are y'all fighting each other? Like, you're the same. What are you doing?
And literally like battles of like Caribbeans are like this and Africans are like that, and it's just crazy. Like our generation are now intermarrying, but it's because like you grow up with them. So you grow up with the Caribbean kids, you grow up with the African kids, and you like them. And it's like, it's crazy because like now you have like a Caribbean guy will come up to you and be like, oh, and he start saying, oh, can you make me this? Can you make me jollof rice and things like that? And it's like, what? Like, how are you into like African food like that?
Now he's now there's like a whole fetish. It's like, oh, this African can. Now it's like,
oh, clean and things like that.
Oh shoot. I was telling Fleurette that the stereotypes of Caribbean people or like Jamaican people in the States are completely different than the stereotypes of the Caribbean or like Jamaican people in London.
Yeah.
That's so odd.
It's crazy.
It's like, oh, can you cook and clean or whatever. It's like, oh, I guess they're saying that the women don't, like Caribbean women don't cook nor clean. Is that why they're asking the African women?
I don't know, but I always think whenever I have a Caribbean guy who asks me, like who talks to me, who wants to get to know me, they always ask me that. Oh, can you make this? Can you cook that? And it's like, how about no? Because I don't like to.
How about you don't get to know all that about me until you really like get to know me?
But that is crazy though. And then you were saying like Caribbeans in America are like more sort of like school focused, and they like to go, like they really sort of further themselves with education. Whereas over here, it's more of the Africans. Like wherever you see where there are more sort of like black people going to school. Not saying that all Caribbeans don't, but like you go to if you've ever been to a university graduation in the UK,
yeah.
80% of the black people graduating are African.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And they will be like Africans who've moved from Africa. You hear the names and it's like, the person's like struggling to say these names. And it's like, and you look, it's like, oh, Africans. It's like Africans and Asians. A part of the minorities that go to school is mostly Africans and Asians. I
mean, I would say the same thing in the States, but the Caribbean people are up there too. So the idea that here, not so much, but in the, we're filming in London today. Yeah. So the idea that here, not so much Caribbean people, but in America, you do hear the Africans, but it's just not as big of the population.
Africans go everywhere to study, even like Malaysia. Malaysia's now become like a top place for like African students to go and study because it's like cheaper.
Is it? Because some places like in Europe have free education.
Yeah, some places do, but I think you have to live there for a certain amount of time. Oh. But I know like Malaysia, you can get like the same level, like their degrees are very sort of respected. Yeah. Because some countries, their degrees aren't that respected. It's like, whatever. But like in Malaysia, it's very, very like well respected. But it's like way cheaper. So you get like all these Africans who go to Malaysia to study in Malaysia. And apparently there's like a huge community. And it's like Nigerians, obviously, because you guys are everywhere.
Nigerians be like roots. They be just everywhere under the surface, just going, man.
It's crazy. If one Nigerian moves into your neighborhood, within 5 years, there will be like 500 Nigerians.
Real talk.
Bring all their families.
Speaking of Nigerians, Houston, Texas, shout out to y'all. I know you guys are watching.
I would love to go to Houston, Texas.
That's where all the Nigerians are at in the States. Well, if they're not there, you guys leave me comments below and let me know where the Nigerians are in the States, because as far as I know, they're all in Houston, Texas.
And when it comes to Europe, they're all in England.
Pretty much.
Like you go to France and it's like rare.
Really?
Rare.
I feel like other Africans are in France.
Yeah,
you get the French speaking.
Yeah, like I'm Congolese and I'm rare in in England. When people always assume I'm Nigerian, oh, I'm Caribbean, or when I say I'm Congolese, they're like, really?
Yeah.
But like in France, everyone's Congolese. People just assume.
Do they speak French and
Yeah.
Oh,
French.
that makes sense.
And in Belgium as well, so like loads of Congolese people. So
do you speak French?
I don't speak French. I used to speak French when I was a kid.
Okay.
But all of my family speaks French.
Excuse me.
But yeah. So if you go to like France, they will assume that you are Congolese before they will assume you're Nigerian. Or over here it's the other way around.
Well, because because I think Nigeria was a commonwealth, so they speak English mainly there, like Ghana and other places.
It's crazy. But then you got like Zimbabwe was part of the was colonized by England, but people wouldn't assume you're Zimbabwean.
I met one dude from Zimbabwe when I was here, and I was like, where's your family from? And he's like, Zimbabwe. I'm like, the only time I ever knew anybody from Zimbabwe was when Bob Marley said Zimbabwe in a song. I swear to God. I was like, wow.
Really?
You exist.
Yeah. There you go, I'm Zim.
Yeah, it's sexy.
That means you've never met someone from Botswana, which is a small country. I've met someone from Botswana, and like, no joke, his name was so hard. His name was Ngeka. I'm not even making that up. That was his name. And I was like, your name is so freaking cool. How'd you spell that?
Yeah.
And he was like, his name has a tick. It has a tick in it.
Oh, it was just...
It was like, Ngeka. And he was from Botswana. And the way he was saying, like, I'm from Botswana. Yeah, he was singing it, and I'm like, you guys are sick. Like,
it's regal. It's like a regalness about it.
It really is.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You should live in England.
Before we were Millie Wopping, I was like, we need to film some more because, hey, this Millie Wop, right?
Yeah.
Millie Wop.
You're American. Why are you asking me?
You guys know more about us than we know about our damn selves. Let's just keep it honest. I have no idea. Millie Wop.
I feel like we copy Americans
all that.
We copy you guys a lot there.
Because they export our entertainment. I hear more American music playing here in the shops, in cabs and things like that than I do like at home.
Really?
Yes. You guys absorb our entertainment a lot here.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's why, I think that's one of the reasons why like an American accent, as much as it might be like, oh, you're American, it's not as big of a deal as like when you have like a British accent in America. But I feel like over there, they seem to be more like, oh my gosh, where are you from?
Yeah.
But over here, like you hear it, so you're like, oh, you're American. Ah.
Yeah.
But like in the US, it's always like outstanding. Like
we went to the bar yesterday, and every time I went up to the bar to order like a drink or even a water, somebody would be like, oh, are you American? Are you American? And start up a whole conversation just by me like ordering a drink or ordering water. Everyone's like amazed.
Canadians get so upset when they think like, because we would just go, you're all American.
Canadians want to be us. Let's just be us.
To me, Canadians and Americans are the same place.
It might as well be.
And then they get so offended. It's like, are you American? It's like, I'm from Canada. It's like,
they say it with Canada. I'm from Canada. Too bad.
We're just like, it's the same place, you know. We can't tell the difference.
It's one landmass. Like, it's joined. Like, you guys are pretty much.
But Canadians, you guys get so upset when we think you're Americans. It's like, you're like brother and sister. Get on.
Anyway, bye. That's hilarious.